The TSN, the TSN, the truck, the TSN truck is not interested though. I was in the tub, and I just started screaming.
Well, the Delano Banton NFT, I would send the farting video first.
What about fucking New Jersey?
Yeah, the Jersey, yeah.
So you interviewed Malachi recently. I saw
did.
that.
Exactly.
Jason Jackson talking about flutes on this Raptor show. I'm editing the DR DeRozan OG Anunoby video that I just put out, and it hit me. I'm like, this is what I want to talk to this guy about. We got Esfandiar Baraheni. Is that?
Well, close enough.
That's
man.
close enough.
Fuck it. Yeah, keep going.
Born in Iran to Turkish parents. I got that from your actor page.
Oh, you found. How does everybody find the freaking actor pages?
Yeah, we'll get into the actor page a little bit. You got some accents in there that you can do that I want to explore a little bit.
God.
I like doing the accents, so maybe you can teach me.
If they're problematic, I'm not doing them. I'm not doing. Okay,
you can teach me whatever a quote unquote Portland accent is. So we got. So you've been at TSN, SDPN, True Sports, the Shoot Your Shot podcast, the No Good podcast. Yeah. All the PNs, all the acronym, all the big media companies, and that's so. As I was kind of like, figuring this out, I'm editing the DR DeRozan OG Anunoby video that I just put out, and it hit me. I'm like, this is what I want to talk to this guy about. This is what I'm like fascinated by.
Okay.
Who have experienced the TSN truck.
Oh, I have. Yeah, actually. Yes, I have.
And so this just got me thinking of a million things, because as like an editor, I get these games from, very legitimate websites. And every time I download the files, I'm like, this is awesome. And like, this isn't going to cook my laptop. And, but yeah, and probably about half the time it's the US version. It's the ESPN, the TNT, the Bally Sports, RIP probably coming up soon. They're in bankruptcy court. And we can talk about that too a little later. But like, I'm fascinated by like everything that goes into the decision making, like cutting away from guys swearing, cutting away from conflict, going into conflict, because there's so many times like the "you is not him" Scotty with Quentin Grimes. That was the US feed that picked that up. When the DR DeRozan thing last game of the season, we had close-ups on Masai. We had a Nick Nurse timeout audio. We had DR DeRozan split screen with the free throw shooters. Like there was just, and so I'm like, TSN is not giving us this. Sportsnet isn't giving us this. But then the American companies, they do stuff that TSN doesn't. So there's like, I just want to know. Like what? Like I want to psychotically know like about the TSN truck. I want to know first of all, is it a truck?
There is a truck. There's definitely a truck.
Okay, yeah. So there's an actual truck that. Okay, so it like pulls up to the.
I'm pretty sure there's multiple trucks. I don't know if that's still the case.
Okay, I thought it was a figure of speech. Okay.
Okay. No, they have a truck. But they also have a control room back at TSN Studios, which everything kind of goes and funnels through. So there's two different versions of this. Even for away games. So like for away games, there won't be a truck. So that's why for the Scotty New York thing, it made sense that they probably didn't have all that access because it's an away game versus it being a home game. With home stuff, you can do a lot more because it's essentially like it's your arena. You know what I mean? You can do whatever you want with it. They have so much more camera access. Okay. They have personnel there live that can do it. So yeah, it's easier for home games. The truck, I've only been. I'm not gonna lie to you. I've only been in the truck once.
How big is it?
I've only been in the truck once.
Is it like an F-150 or is it like?
It's no. Yeah, no, it's like a Dodge Caravan, but with a no. It's like a big truck. Have you ever like walked by a movie set and then seen those big trucks that have the stuff that they're unloading?
Yeah, I used to unload those. I've never been in movies, but I have unloaded trucks before.
For movies, yeah. So that's exactly what it's from. That exact type of truck is what the TSN truck looks like. Have you ever watched like a spy movie?
Yeah, I was gonna be like, is this like Goodfellas where they pull up and they're like, it's like a bakery van and it's like
pretty much. It honestly is. Yeah, it's pretty much like that. Yeah.
Okay, and so how many people are in this truck, and like are they have access to all the cameras? I'm guessing. So like.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then is there a decision-making process? So like Scotty and OG, are about to do a big meme moment. I might actually clip this in because I was so offended by this. Like a huge thing, like a big high five, and then they cut to a still of Earl Watson sitting on the bench, just like deadpan. And I'm like, who made the decision to make that cut?
I think that would be the producer. So like whoever or the director.
They've
so
unfollowed me on Twitter,
there,
by the way.
Yeah,
I want to make that. Yeah,
it's whoever is like, imagine what you've seen in movies where it's like, oh yeah, go to camera 1, go to camera 2. Let's slow dissolve to this. Let's slow dissolve to that. Let's fade to this, fade to that. All of that is true. Do you want to know a secret? So if there's like an injury, or if there's something crazy that happens that's supposed to have like a dramatic pause to it.
Yeah.
They're supposed to fade to black.
You turn your phone off. It's like a song here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna sample that into a beat. I probably will, actually. I'm not even joking. People think I'm joking about half the things that I'm actually serious. But anyways, keep going.
Do it. Yeah, do it. I'd love to, in another life when I was like 20, I was a rapper. So I respect your musical side of things. Just us,
what it is. Productions. What happened to the airplane mode video? We'll get into that later.
Oh wow, so you really know? Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway, so the TSN truck is like, it's massive, it's big, but it's mostly just everybody is kind of just doing their jobs, man. Director is saying this. They got a person for like the graphics and whatnot. They got sound people. They got music people. All that stuff.
They got music people. So they got like the na. Are they doing that live in the truck?
No. Imagine. Oh, I would love that. That would be fucking amazing. No, they just they have a guy who just kind of like brings up the volume and plays.
Oh yeah. They got the fader, got the mixer out. What about the EQ? They have EQs, compressors. They got all that stuff.
All of that, man. All the shebang. Yeah. Okay. They got the whole night. Yeah.
Okay. So if there's like, if there's an injury or there's something really dramatic, does what happen? Does it match in the truck? Like, does the truck start to get all like, oh shit? Okay, we've got to zoom in on this. Like, we gotta, like, is it?
Well, so again, I've only been in the truck one time in my life.
Okay.
But from what I know, just from like school, is you're supposed to fade to black, and then you're supposed to make it so that even the broadcasters, they're like very somber. They're very, they make it so that it's very emotional, and then you fade to black, and then it'll be like a KFC commercial that jumps up after, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we tortured chickens en masse, and we fixed their slaughter. I love the press release they put out recently. It's like we're no longer doing our slaughtering this way. Anyways,
they found a new method.
Or whatever. They found a new, I guess a quicker, less painful method. So when you're like, so if I went to like the TSN people and was like, okay, like you got the truck thing, you got like, how would I pitch kind of like what I do? Because you've been at the TSN, like how do I go and be like, all right, Malachi farting on the bench, like we got to do a little feature on this. Like, am I just getting absolutely laughed out of like management meetings on this stuff? Is it like, what if I have numbers? What if I'm like, okay, I did this and it had a CPM of blah 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 blah, and like, what if I was like came in with facts? Is it still just like, no, we can't do this? This is a family show.
Nah, the thing is, you got to realize like who is behind TSN and Sportsnet, and then who are the same people who are behind TSN and Sportsnet also are behind the Toronto Raptors. So like they're not gonna fly with no farting videos. Or anything. There's no way they're gonna let that fly.
When they go to training camp in Victoria, they're gonna give us the shot of the harbor and of the water on an overcast day, and not any of the really cool architecture that's around. Just keep things very. Keep it clean. How important is the family show aspect? Because so you haven't been on Sportsnet, so you can't attest this, but I feel like Alvin has kind of, I don't know if it's on purpose, but he's had a few moments.
2 hands, Al.
My other hand was doing something else.
Alvin's kind of, I think, pushing the boundaries either accidentally or on purpose. But like, how much enforcement is it that like this is a family program, like this is a family show? Like, is this really important?
Do you remember the moment with Jack and Matt, and they're talking about he was thinking of the Anchorman guy, but he actually said Ron Jeremy, that's his name. Yeah. So he was trying to say Ron Burgundy, but he thought he was anyways.
Yeah.
So like that probably was a big deal. Like,
Right.
the fact that happened, they can't let that go down. You know,
Yeah.
it's a family channel show, man. PG-13
Yeah.
at most. You know, you can't.
That's why Matt was laughing so uncontrollably, because it's like, you know, you're not supposed to be laughing at it, so you laugh even harder at it.
Yeah. It's a weird line though, because like, you know, the inside the NBA guys, like yesterday they spent 10 minutes ripping on Derek White's hairline and Stephen A. Smith. It's like, where do you draw the line on the funny versus, you know,
Charles Barkley with like San Antonio comments and stuff, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Jason Jackson talking about flutes on this Raptor show. I don't know if you're into that storyline. That's another thing I'm fascinated by.
Jason Jackson talk about flutes? What happened?
Yeah, he was
there?
on the You know who that is, by the way?
No,
he's like Amy Audibert new broadcast partner at Valley Sports, which RIP Valley Sports. But like,
yeah,
okay, I feel like I watched the Raptor show like kind of on a maybe too closely, you know. And so he made like an American Pie joke. You've seen American Pie,
yeah.
And he made the flute joke, but with Will, like implying that Will was like doing the American Pie thing. And it just, and so Sportsnet keeps the feed up. Like 10 seconds after it goes to commercial, they keep it up. And I could tell that Will was just like not even like looking at him. Like he was kind of just like, the guy was talking and Will was just like not even looking at him. And then they've referenced it like 3 or 4 times on the show. So I'm wondering if he got like a lifetime ban from Sportsnet for the flute. Because I'm like, that is, as I thought about it, because like it also is kind of a family thing.
Right. Yeah. No, you can't. Yeah, you can't like.
Yeah.
You have to keep it PG, man. You have to keep it PG. Even now, you gotta keep it PG.
That's why I don't know. Like, I don't think I could last at like, they would bring me in and then like 5 days in, I would just say something just like really stupid. So you were at the Score, and I remember when I first started out in this, I was like looking at like, what are the jobs in this kind of like world? And,
in the world, yeah.
In like the sports kind of media landscape. And the Score video editor had 763 applicants. And I just remember thinking like,
damn.
Yeah, exactly. Like I am not getting my foot in the door unless I'm like a busboy at Sportsnet Grill, which by the way I did look into.
Oh yeah.
But so like when you get, you know, these 763 applicants at the Score, like are we getting like drug tested? Or is there like a draft combine? Like are there skills challenges? Like what goes into these? Because we've got a lot of people probably into sports media or want to get into it. Obviously there's 763 people applying for a video editing job. Like what goes, like, do I have to shoot threes? Do I have to do like do I have to squat 1.5 times my body weight to get in? Like what is the protocol here?
Yeah, they're gonna do the NBA draft combine thing too. No, I'm not gonna lie to you. The interview process I had, because I don't know how they do their interview process, but the one that I had was like at least 2 months, I think, or like at least a month and a half process.
Months. Oh wow.
Yeah, like you know, you get they get you to send a writing sample, and then they give you feedback, and then they get you to write a second writing sample. Then you have to host something on camera, and then you send it over to them, and then they ask you to video edit something, and you do that. So like it's a step-by-step process, and I think that's how they like weed people out, you know, from the 763 people.
So if I send them in like the Malachi farting video, and I'm like, Blog TO has written a story about this, like this is getting news circulation. Like, what is the response going to be from like? Because I think like middle management and HR have my theory is that like that is why I will like die alone and like valueless, is because of like HR departments and middle management. I need to get to this. Get me to the CEO. We can talk. I can talk to any CEO about the ayahuasca trip they had in Ecuador when they thought up the company. But HR is like, get out of the building. But like, so what do you think management is like saying to me as I pitch this stuff?
They probably are going to direct you to social. They'll tell you to DM it to them, and then maybe social will consider that you posting it. They'll be like, oh, yeah, we could probably share this. We could be like, oh, this is a funny thing that happened. Let's get Malachi farting and see what's good. You know? That's probably what they do.
I'll just gaslight them into being like, hey, well, you guys ran this story. And then they do the year-end reviews. So like I guess you probably did like NDAs and stuff, but like what kind of things are they going through on these like reviews? Is it kind of performance, like vibe, like what did they track? I just think that like basketball skills should be more involved in all of this. Like I think there should be like I don't know. Yeah.
Being able to what would you say? What kind of basketball skills do you think someone should have? That's the question.
So I think you should shoot 15% from three.
Okay, I can
Like
do that.
I don't think the bar is. I don't want the bar to be high, but I think there needs to
like,
be.
just
Just like a little bit. Like if you're gonna come out and say like Pascal Siakam should do this, that, and that. Like I want to see you shoot 15%, like unguarded 15%. Nobody like.
Yeah.
I think on media day there should be every media member should have to take a three like as a gift, so you can just put it on Twitter for the rest of the year. So like
I would say if that was true, Raptors media, I would bet there would be like maybe at most 3 media members. Like maybe that would be.
Yeah, Alex has been sending me some footage, so that's another thing I wanted to talk about is kind of the scouting report. You've participated in some of these 3-on-3 tournaments,
Some of these ball runs.
Some of footage I might be going through currently in the video making process, the editing process.
Nice.
So I've got footage of Will, Alex, yourself, Oren, Assad, nice. Samson, who else?
Yeah.
So like what's kind of the scouting report on some of these characters? Who am I going over and under on screens for? Who's dangerous from the corner? Like what's going on?
I'll tell you this. I was helping off like crazy against Will. Like we were just when we played him, we said like, yo, you are Torrey Craig. We're gonna let you do whatever you need to. Because you know what the thing is, Will brought in a 6'6" dude,
Okay. Assad, or is that a different guy?
No, different 6 foot plus guy. So he just brought in like a massive dude, and you have to send all the attention to that guy because he's gonna score everything. So you got to just ignore Will. You got to just be like, okay, look, Will can do whatever he wants. We have to share and like shed all the attention on this guy. I've never seen Alex hoop, but I have no idea. Maybe
he his jumper.
No, actually, I don't think I've seen Alex's jumper. No,
we'll edit that in.
Yeah. Let's see who else is there. Assad is like a bigger dude. He's like a stretch 4. You got to respect the jumper type. That's the type of guy you got to go up against. Samson's tough. Samson's like if you had to play Manu Ginobili. Like he's good.
That's a big. Wow.
Yeah, he can hoop. Samson can hoop. Who else is there, man? Who else?
Is it like the Euro? Like he's got the Euro. Is that like
he's got the Euro? He's got like the he'll get his head down and then like draw a foul. Like he's one of those types.
Okay.
He kind of plays like a mixture of Harden and Ginobili. That's how he plays.
Okay. And then Assad is like more of like a Luka figure, or
nah? Assad is like I don't know. Like if Channing Frye was mixed with. I don't know, like
that's tough.
So I mean he's just like a stretch 4. Like he's gonna stay out there, he's gonna shoot, He's like if Channing Frye was mixed with like Julius Randle or something. I don't know.
Okay. That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, he's tough. He's tough to guard. Listen, I'm a smaller dude.
And then Oren, so what about Oren though? Like what's the because one of my favorite storylines this year was Oren bringing his shorts to the Filipino run at Scotiabank. I need to know Oren's game.
Have I played with Oren? I think I played with Oren once. He's just like a spot up guy. Oren is actually a lot like me in the sense that like we're both shorter dudes. Mm-hmm. So we gotta fight our way through things. Like we have to be nice at dribbling the ball and like get a nice handle going. You got to be able to like finish around the rim.
So Oren's got a good handle.
I think so. Yeah, I think he does. Yeah.
Okay.
From what I remember, although I can't really remember, you know who's actually really nice, underrated? Okay. Louis Zatzman, Hooper.
Yeah. Okay.
Hooper. Yes.
I think I know
absolutely.
That. I'm still trying to learn the people. I did a bunch of research when I first started, and then now the last like couple of years, I just like haven't. I think I know who that is though. What about like Grange, Leuenberg, Doug
I've never
Smith,
seen any
or any of these guys? Are any of these guys just low key, like just cooking people at the park or whatever?
I've never seen any of them play ball, but like I feel like Grange might be good. Okay. I feel like Grange could be good.
Yeah,
seems like a guy who might be like a good spot up guy. He can do the short mid range pull up. Yeah, he's got that. Yeah.
One of the like favorite moments people watched on the Alex and Will episodes were like them playing against Malachi and Boucher, like hypothetically. Yeah. So I kind of want that to be a bit of a theme. I forgot to ask my last podcast, I guess the question, but she doesn't really play basketball that much. If you were going against, see, the Boucher was mean because Boucher is like massive. So let's do Fred, because Fred it's still tough. But like, say you're going up against Fred VanVleet 1-on-1. It's like a game. It's like a game to 7. And again, this is my theory that like if you get 1 point, like you basically won. Like what's your strategy in this? Like, are you doing anything unconventional or weird?
Yeah.
Like take me through checking him the ball. Just like what is going through your mind? Like how it's going to probably be some kind of a fluke, but it is possible. Like it does happen.
Do I get ball first?
So I think part of the scam is how to get ball first. But okay, but yeah, like I've thought about this a lot. Like I have my whole scam of how I would do it. But okay, we'll give you ball first. But
okay, if you're giving me ball first, I'm checking up and I'm checking it to like his knees. Okay. Just hopefully so that it bounces back. He's like discombobulated. He doesn't know what the hell's going on.
Okay.
And then I take it to the rim from there. Like he has a second he doesn't realize. I get that one step, that 1 step, that 1 second of advantage. And hopefully I have a mean floater game. That's the only thing I can do properly.
I gotta rewind a sec. So you're throwing it off of his knee.
Yes.
And then
hoping.
Oh, so you're going for like a ricochet.
Yes, a ricochet. That's the word.
Okay.
Bounce
like
it back
that.
off me.
I've never thought about that.
That's a clear check, right? That still counts as a check. I think that still applies.
I like this.
Get the floater.
I'm adding this to my list of things I might do. Okay. I like this. Okay.
Also, Fred is probably like my height,
Right.
So I feel like I could score on Fred. Give me a second.
You think I could? You think? Okay. Okay. Because that's good. Because Will and Alex were like, man, these are NBA players. I don't know, but I like this. This is like the Austin Rivers approach. So I can score on Fred.
I know I won't be able to, but like you might as well say it until
you
it
have to
doesn't
have
happen,
yeah. So you get the check. You get past him a little bit, and so you're gonna go for a floater.
I'm gonna go for a floater.
Where do you think Fred's gonna be guarding you as you're going up for the floater? Like, where is Fred in relation to the floater?
I think he'll be on my hip, right? I'll get him in jail, right? And then do one of those Trae Young things. You know how Trae Young does the go, like kind of bump him in the back and then go up with it. That's what I'm doing.
So you're cutting from. So you would you throw it off as like left or right knee? Like, are you gonna try to? You got to think about this ahead of time because like
that's tough.
Do you want to be cutting it? Do you want to be cutting in? Because are you right-handed?
I am right-handed. Yeah.
So do you want to be cutting in right or cutting in left? Because he's going to be on your hip. Do you want him on your left hip or your right hip if you're doing a floater?
I think left hip makes more sense.
Hip.
Yeah, left hip makes more sense. It's better for me going right to go up with the right. So
you want to throw it off his left knee then?
Yeah, because then the ricochet.
Left
knee. Because then it'll ricochet. Because like how knees are pointy.
Right.
The inside left knee, and then bounce it.
Okay.
Hopefully that bounces towards my right hand.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then defense. What's the so say that first one doesn't go in. I mean, my strategy in this is like I'm not even really wasting my energy on defense because I'm not gonna stop him probably.
Yeah.
Like I'll be annoying to him, like because Fred's your height, so like so like what would you? Are there any tricks you can do on defense? Because Fred's got tricks on defense he pulls out. So like can you spin that on him a little bit?
I don't know, man. What would I do on defense? Wait, how tall are you right now?
Right now, usually I'm usually like 5'9".
Okay.
Most days.
Okay.
I fluctuate.
You're also pretty close to Fred's height. I'm 100%, no question in mind.
He's listed as 6 something, but yeah.
Yeah, but no way.
But him and Ball Don't Stop have a picture together, and Ball Don't Stop said he was 6'2".
Ball Don't Stop's a tall dude. Seen him.
But he said he's 6'2", and he has a picture next to Fred, and they're the same height. So
and they're the same height.
Yeah. So I was like, maybe Fred is taller. But then, and then I saw him next to Will, but then Will's taller too. Like Will's taller than you would think. Like I saw a picture of him next to some people. I was like, damn, Will's like actually 6, like a bit.
He's like 6'3", 6'4".
Will? No.
I don't know. It feels like Will is really tall though. Every time I see him, I'm like, oh, this is a very tall dude. So
So so defense. So yeah, so you're about the same height as him. Like what tricks do you have on
defense? Man, I'm giving him space. Have you seen what he shot this year? I'm gonna let him fly.
Just let it, just go to the rim and just let him
play the percentages games, man. Why not?
Okay. Do you think he would take the three, or do you think he would try to drive? Because have you seen his video of? So he played 1-on-1 against Jordan Poole actually, and beat him 19-4.
Damn.
Yeah, this was a while ago. It's on YouTube. It's actually fascinating because Fred's like really, what's the word? This was like 2018, I think. But Fred is like super calculated in what he's doing. Like every move is like 2 dribbles and then the move. Whereas Jordan Poole's just like, he's like trying to figure out what he's going to do. And then Fred's just like right into it. So I feel like Fred is going to drive. Like he's probably not going to take the 3.
Yeah, that's probably true. If he drives, you know what I'll do? I'll pull the chair on him. Like he'll like try to get in on my bot, try to push me out. And then as soon as he does that extra tap, I'm pulling the chair.
Okay. I think that could work. And I guess, so you interviewed Malachi recently. I saw that.
Yeah.
So so he's about the same height as Fred. That was my Malachi Fred segue.
For sure. Yeah.
So what goes into, I mean, it's probably every situation's different, but like what goes into interviewing an NBA player? Like how do you get that set up? Like what you asked him different questions than I would have just like brought out the Eric Flynn Raptor Nation post and just read like the entire like deadpan, like 3 pages and not even asking him a question. Just like, all right, so here we go. I just read it. And then I just want like, I would zoom in like the TSN truck. I'd be like, zoom in on his face as I'm reading this.
Man, I honestly, you know what's funny? I had a question about Eric Flynn and I forgot to ask it. Like I completely forgot. Once Malachi pulled up, it was all kind of a haze and I completely forgot the question I was going to ask him about his dad. I don't know, man. It was cool. He's a cool guy. He's very chill. Like he just showed up like by himself. You know how like some NBA players will show up with like an entourage or whatever. He just kind of pulled up by himself. You would not be able to tell if we didn't know Raptors players, if Malachi was just like walking in the street, I don't think anyone would be like, hey, that's an NBA player. This is just not the type of dude that he is. So he's like inconspicuous. He's just chilling,
He's from Seattle. He's like me. He's like just down the highway from me. It's like 2 hour drive from me. So it's an archetype.
Is it raining all the time there?
That's
the question.
Frazier's very dishonest with how little rain it portrays Seattle.
Oh, really?
Frazier's from Seattle, the show.
Yeah.
But so like with the interview, like, do you set that up? Or do you have like people? Do you have headhunters? Like how do I interview Malachi Flynn?
How I was able to, by the luck of the skin of my teeth, whatever you want to call it, I was able to just like reach out to his representation, just like make a connection there. They're really cool people there, his agents, and then we got to set it up. That's pretty much the entire story of it. It actually was way less complicated than you'd think.
I would like send the request, and then like all the Malachi videos I made, I would just have them unlisted for like a few days, and then after they said yes, I would just put them. Just like, all right.
I would send the farting video first. I would be like, this is the type of stuff that we need to uncover.
Mad at me Flynn. That was you asked him about the 73. I was trying to think who is better. No, that's the Amelie Aaron, but Aaron wasn't at the Tampa season. Or Mad at me Flynn.
No, yeah.
So you've got so speaking of the Raptors, in your actor bio here, you have weightlifting as a skill, and as someone going to the 905 open tryouts this summer.
Oh, are you gonna go?
Yeah.
Nice.
What weightlifting tips do you have? Because Will had Eric Curry on his show, and he said there was some weightlifting in the practices. So what can I do weightlifting wise?
Man, I'll say this about the specific skills. By the way, this is like a very specific thing. With these acting bios, you just throw on whatever. So like weightlifting, I've lifted weights before. Hell yeah, I've lifted weights before. I'm going to lift a frying pan in like 20 minutes. That's a weight, right? That's potentially a weight. But no, man, what are some different exercises? Have you done lunges? I feel like lunges are important,
Yeah, that's something I need to work on more, probably.
Hamstrings.
It's the lunges.
Yeah.
Hamstrings.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Yeah. What about adductors? You an adductor guy?
I don't even know what that is.
It's like
Is it abductor or adductor?
I don't even know, actually, to be honest with you. Yeah.
It's both.
I'm trying to think what else would be there. I feel like a bicep curler too would be good to have.
Do you think there's like at the open tryouts, do you think there's like a bit of a combine aspect to it? Like that's what I wonder. Like
Definitely is. There's a story, actually, someone from the score, I think, went to a 905 tryout.
Okay.
And tried out, and they have a whole story on that. So you
gotta send it to me.
That's like good research to have. I think it was either Joseph Casario or Joe Wolfon. I can't remember which one of them it was, but they went to the 905 tryout and like they actually tried out and talked about their whole experience.
Damn. Okay, send that to me. Like, how many people do you think go to this thing, and like how many people do they pick? Because anybody can go. I was looking on YouTube.
Yeah. They only pick like one person, I think, or two.
One
people.
Person. So there's like 300 people, and they pick one person. Oh man, because they need to do more of. They need to dangle the carrot more. I think if they like picked 10, and then it was like fake though, they could just pretend. Like a car dealership, they're like, yeah, the price is this, but it's actually this. Maybe
they should
like
do that for like
people.
A practice team. Like why not?
Yeah.
The 905 need people to practice against. You could have 10 or 15 teams. Because like it doesn't. They have to sign their contracts. You know what I mean?
Right.
And these two-way deals, they already have like 8 roster spots, 9, 10 roster spots spoken for.
Yeah.
So then they have to fill it out with like 1 or 2 more guys, and that's it.
Has that ever happened? Just like a random ass person, like you're kind of in NBA lore. I was kind of thinking about this. Has a random ass person just like showed up to a G League tryout and just like and really?
There was someone who showed up to like a Pistons tryout, just like a random dude pulled up to a Pistons tryout. He was like a guy maybe our height. He was just trying to play, and like I don't know how far he got, but I remember seeing a video on that.
There was a dude at the Mavericks one, like in Texas, and he wore his jersey like flipped around so the number was on the front. And this is on YouTube. And the coach was like, that's actually really smart, because like being noticed is like the hardest thing. Like there's 300 people here. Getting noticed is like half the battle. So doing that is like a good way to get. So
I'm pretty sure they weed out a bunch of people based on cardio. Like they're gonna make you run for like the first 30-40 minutes of it too, just to see who dies.
Yeah, so you just got to be in tip-top shape. Maybe next summer, maybe this summer, get into the community center gym a little bit, do some lunges, and then next summer I'll be,
I think you should absolutely do it this summer. Just do it with,
Okay, what if I could dunk at 5'8"? Like, what if I could do nothing but dunk? Like that, is that enough? Do you think, or no? Like,
it's enough to get you in the door.
Exactly. Just get me on the team.
It's enough to get you in the door. They're probably considering it. They're probably like, yeah, okay, so we have, all-American guy, right? He's this guy. He's played 4 years of college. Then we have this other guy, European. He's been playing for 5 years. And then we have this other guy who's 5'8", but he can dunk. It's like, whoa, how the hell do we pick?
He's 32 going, he's definitely got like 2 or 3 years left before his body, turns to dust. So,
but those 2 to 3 years could be great.
Exactly.
Those 2 to 3 years could be great.
When you play in like South America, Asia, a lot of these, kind of international leagues, they give you 1-year contracts. They don't give a fuck if you're like 34, like whatever,
really?
As long as you're not going to like crumble in the next 12 months, like, whatever the fuck. So that's my only chance. I'll end up in like Colombia, like I spent some time in Colombia. The Colombia League is like
I was thinking
tough,
about this.
Man.
It's tough. You might be the perfect person to ask this for. Don't you think there should be a short kings league, like
a maximum 6 foot?
Yeah, no, not even 6 foot. That's disrespectful to all short kings. Like, what if it was like 5'10" is the maximum height, and it's just a bunch of hoopers? There you go.
Yeah, this is gonna sound terrible, but I've actually like researched this quite a bit. And
does it exist?
There are countries, I don't want to, there's some Raptor viewers in some of these countries that are statistically shorter and statistically may have centers that are 6'4" and point guards who are 5'11", and I look at that and I go, okay. And then I go into the Europe leagues and it's like, oh, the shortest guy is 6'7", But some of the lesser leagues or different parts of the world, it's they're in Colombia, they play in these gyms that are quite they're gorgeous. They've got 200 people in them, and the chairs that fold out and stuff. So you get paid about $800 a month, and
I mean, that's a lot.
You're killing it, man.
Bro. The amount of food you can have out there. Whoo.
Yeah.
The food in Colombia is amazing, by the way, from what I've heard.
I didn't like it very much.
Really?
That was my that was my one complaint. I have a really weird diet though. I only eat like 4 things, but
okay, I got you.
But I ate a lot of Peruvian food. I thought the Peruvian food there was good because it's kind of like almost like a bordering country. So a lot of Peruvian restaurants. But me, Will, and Oren were in Colombia at the same time, so I feel like that's like some spiritual connection. Okay, so weightlifting, we're gonna do some lunges. We're gonna get the hamstrings fired up. If I'm gonna be dunking, probably some squats, some deadlifts.
Would you shock your calves to dunk?
Have I what?
Would you shock your calves if you knew you could dunk? Afterwards?
So my calves are like my calves are really weird. Like I'm going through physio and stuff, so I would do anything for to fix my calves.
I feel the same way about my right knee. I feel you, bro.
Right knee is the Achilles heel, no pun intended. My Achilles heel is my Achilles heel. So where was I going next here? So you also interviewed I don't know, I couldn't do this interview. I don't know how you did this one. Ryan Hollins. Gotta ask about the Ryan Hollins interview.
Oh man,
so many questions about this. Like if there's younger NBA fans, just like YouTube, Ryan Hollins. He's been on First Take. He's had some pretty incredible.
I'm pretty sure he's
moments.
the Rockets play-by-play guy, or he's like the commentator.
Oh, is he? Okay,
yeah, I think
that's
so.
cool.
Yeah.
But so take me through. Just everything Ryan Hollins interview. Take me through this.
Would you be mad at me if I just walked off the show?
You can't leave.
Yeah, we went to. I worked for True Sports at that time, and we went to talk to Ryan. He was actually pretty cool. It was funny because this was around the time that he was doing all the First Take and ESPN stuff, and he was being so like outlandish with his takes and just like saying whatever. And then you meet him, and you're like, oh, he's not like that at all in real life.
Oh,
He's
yeah?
just like you could answer any question you want.
Well, that was he was like a pioneer kind of, because he like that's kind of what that show is now. But he was kind of the first one to go on. And what were some of his, like, people used to walk out of the studio to his takes.
Yeah,
people would get up and leave. Like they would just get up and walk out of the studio. Like it was that bad. Like it was what was the one that was really famous? That I think it has like 10 million views. It's like I forget.
It's
remember.
Something about LeBron. Right?
It was the LeBron one, yeah.
It was something about LeBron. I can't remember what he said, but you're right. Yeah, he got some wild takes, bro.
My favorite like video like that of all time is the Mark Cuban pretending to know basketball X and O's with Skip Bayless. So he like goes on Skip Bayless's show, and like he knows more about basketball than Skip, but not enough for the confidence that he walks into the segment with. And you could just tell that he's like, like there's so many like, and like when he's talking about business and shit, he's just like smooth as hell. But when he's talking about this, he's like, like he's just, there's so many things in there, little things. It's like when Gary made the NFT video. I'm like, you don't know how this technology works.
You have no idea.
You have no idea what tapping in what this is. Like, come on, man. That's a future video, by the way, that I'm working on. Gary Trent Jr.'s NFT.
Bro, you could do one on all of these players' NFTs, man. Like, I love De'Aaron Fox. Cool.
Swiper Fox.
The
original rug pull, man. Like that was the biggest one. That was the biggest rug pull, wasn't it? That was like $2 million.
Yeah. He got what he got.
Clutch
what he
player
wanted,
of the year, man. That was huge. I'm not even, my favorite one I think is the Dalano one, just because it's like how can you even be mad at that? Like the Dalano Banton NFT, like I love that. I'm not even upset with that. But the Gary one is crazy because it was like a mental health NFT, and it's just so like it's honestly disgusting. Like the marketing material.
Oh my god!
It's like
I can't believe that even exists.
It's using the mental health pandemic crisis as like marketing copy to like join this. You know, it's like
wild.
It's dark, man. And they're like, we're building a technology platform for like therapists and patients, and there's no software or web people on their team, like on their LinkedIn stuff. Like it's just nothing's being built. There's been one transaction in the last like 4 or 5 months. There's no revenue. Damn. There's no like. They just rug pull. Anyways, I come from the stock market world, so I see the NFT stuff and I'm like, oh, I've seen this like 8 trillion times. But
damn.
So
it's so funny anytime you get to sit in a room with someone who's an NFT person and they're like, no, this is like real. This is totally legit. I'm like, we believe this. Like, this is going to be the next thing, man. The future.
Always,
you know how the internet was 2D? This is 3D, man. This is 3D. That's what
Web 3.0, baby.
Yep.
So I do some accents on the Raptor Moments pod. Right. I try not to do them like when they're not needed. Like there's times where I like want to do Tony Soprano, but it's like I don't just want to do it like randomly. But you've got a few in here that are interesting. So you've got, I first read this as South American, and I was like, what's a South American accent? But it's Southern American, which is even better.
Oh yeah, like the Texas twang.
Okay,
type,
but I like to delineate. So I want to know if like can we go in and out of like can you switch from Texas to Georgia like mid sentence?
Oh man. Okay. All right. Let's see. Give me a sentence to say.
Okay. I don't know why. This is a perfect segue. Something about the word NFT sounds brilliant in a Southern accent because you can just hit the T like really hard. So maybe like the something about the Delano Banton. The Delano Banton NFT is
okay. All right. Cool.
Something.
All right. So you want me to go from Texas to Georgia? I don't know how I'm going to do this, but let's give it a shot. Okay.
Give it a shot. Yeah.
Texas is. Well, the Delano Banton NFT is clearly something that we have to discuss here. Now I'm going to switch to Georgia, and Georgia seems to be a little bit more of a southern, calming type of accent. And yeah, that's all I got. Yeah.
Okay. Can you do Florida?
Yeah. Florida, I only know the only thing I've ever seen of like a Florida accent. Have you seen that video of that guy cooking the alligator pasta?
No.
Did you see that by any chance? Like, no. So it's not like a live alligator, but he's just like, so we gonna go ahead and make this alligator now. All right, throw out the thing chicken, 2 pounds of sting, baby. You know, now go ahead and do that now. It's just amazing, bro. I watch that video like every week. I'm like, man. That's the best Florida accent I've ever heard.
There's an NBA referee who, I don't know if you know him. He just has like the thickest, it's got to be like Alabama, I think. And he goes on the thing, and I forget who it was. They headbutted somebody. It was in a game like a week ago, and he come up to the thing. He's just like, like it's just like, whoa, like this is like special.
Oh man, that's amazing. We should that. I've never really noticed the accents of referees. I got to. That's such an important part.
Yeah.
Damn.
He's my favorite because he's like, it's like, whoa, dude, you are from like the sticks. Like I did a road trip from New York to Miami once, and like went through the back roads of North Carolina, and it was just like, whoa, this is like,
you're not trying to get. You don't want to get lost in that area. No,
like, this is a whole other like, y'all from Canada? What y'all doing here? It's just like, whoa. They're like 40s of Miller beer for like $1.29.
That's wild.
Yeah. Shuts to, I don't even remember the town name.
But I guess not anymore. What's the beer everybody is freaking protesting down there now? Freaking
I don't know.
Bush or what? I don't know. Whatever.
Bud Light. Yeah. I stopped drinking 10 years ago, unfortunately.
Nice. Good.
Okay, so New York. This is a popular one. This is a fun one to do. So you got the New York accent. Yeah. Now, no New Jersey accent listed here. So let's hear a New York accent.
I'm actually not that good at the New York accent. I'm not gonna lie.
Can you do the Can you do the Jack Armstrong Brooklyn?
Yeah, maybe. Like, let's see what can I say?
Like, do like Matty D. Like, I got a couple of. It's a family show here, but I'm going to talk about my alcoholism very openly on a family show. Like, don't talk about Malachi farting or Ron Jeremy, but let's promote alcoholism as a viable route.
Get a 6-pack going in, huh? You know, he has the. Pretty good. He does the high pitch.
Matty D.
Yeah. Matty D.
It's pretty good.
I don't know what I could do. I feel like the only other, like, when you think New York, you think of the mobster accent. You think of you know, you understand everything that I'm, you know, you think
Yeah.
of that immediately, but like there's also
What about fucking New Jersey?
yeah,
What about fucking
the
Elizabeth?
Jersey, yeah.
Any respect for Elizabeth? Fucking Atlantic City?
yeah.
What's all this Manhattan fucking Bronx shit?
That's good. I like that. That was good. Hell yeah.
Christopher. Look, Tone, it's a good accent. My Christopher always turns into Larry David. I don't know. It's like the same. Like, look, Tone, it's. I think it's because it's like New York Jewish and New York Italian. It's like there's some weird connection there.
There's definitely a blend.
Yeah.
Like New York is one of those accents that you can somehow blend into like a Russian accent and it also still makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, like you can do the yes, boss. I understand. It's okay. It's calm. Don't worry.
from Manhattan.
Don't worry. I'm from Manhattan. Yes. You know, and like that could be a Russian and New York accent.
Yeah. The Baltimore accent's wild. Like some of the actors on The Wire are just like, oh my god,
Bro,
like this is wild because it's kind of like North meets South, and there's this weird like mixture of like, whoa, you're going in and out of like, yeah, two different things here. This is wild.
Have you ever seen that video of a bunch of guys from Baltimore and they're saying the words and then they realize in real time that their accent is like that? It's like,
it's like phonetically spelled out or something.
Yeah. It's amazing, man.
Baltimore.
It's amazing. I wish I could do the Baltimore
Yeah,
accent.
I can't do it. I've tried and I can't.
No.
The teacher in The Wire is like the strongest accent I've ever heard. The female school teacher. So this was the one I was really fascinated with. So it says, this is verbatim, U.S. West Coast in brackets California, Portland. So not Oregon State, not the rest of Oregon State, but
just
specifically Portland, California, which I actually kind of think is right as someone from the Pacific Northwest, because like,
oh really,
it is that is kind of perfect, because yeah, a lot of Oregon is kind of like rural, a bit kind of backroadsy, but then Portland is very like, you know, hip, and you can kind of fit that in. So
to me that makes me feel like that probably meant like a coastal, like, you know, like surfer boy type accent, like, yeah, you know,
basically
totally,
how I talk.
like, this is totally awesome, man. Like honestly, we've been doing this down in Maui and going like really hard on, you know, something like that. I don't know. Half of the accents I threw on there, it was like, please hire me and I will work on this at some point on the fly if you need me to do a California West Coast accent, you know.
And the Middle Eastern accent as well, which that could be, how many countries are in the Middle East? Is it like 20?
A lot.
It's more than 30. It's like,
definitely.
You've got,
like
you got like Uzbekistan. What's the difference between like Turkmenistan and Tajikistan? Like, are there three? I know one of them's got really nice lakes and mountains. I forget which one though. I was a geography dropout. By the way,
hell yeah.
Geography freaks and racist people start conversations out the same way. It's like, where are you from? Like, where did your parents immigrate from? Like, I'm just fascinated. I don't want to know.
Yeah, the lakes feel like Azerbaijan. I feel like that's where the crazy lakes are. That's got some dope lakes.
I remember going through, like, I think it was Tajikistan. I was just like, damn, there's some crazy like blue water lakes with like white sand and shit. And I'm like, this is like some untapped. You don't hear too much about the Uzbekistans and the Turkmenistans.
I don't even know what I would do as a Middle Eastern accent. Like there's the Iranian accent, which is like, hello, how are you? And this is like, I'm doing this because this is exactly what I do, because my parents and my family sometimes talk like this. This is how Persian people talk. But then there's like a, you know, like an Arab accent that you could do also. It's like, it's a little bit stronger, you know?
Yeah, people thought I was Persian for a while.
I could see it. I could see it.
I gave my music producer name accidentally a Persian word. So my name was like a Persian. I had it everywhere too. My Facebook, my email.
What was the word?
Nafasi?
No. Oh, nafas. Okay. It means like breath, like breathing or whatever.
Yeah, it was actually a Swahili word. This is how hacky I was as like a 16-year-old music producer, just like Googling cool sounding Swahili words. And I'm just like, oh, that's cool. But then it turns out it was a Persian word as well. And so then it's I'm Persian. I got the beard and I don't know, just like people, so many people were like, so you're Persian. And just like, I should just go with it, you know?
Yeah, why not? Tap in.
I'm Ukrainian, so if we ever get like persecuted in other parts of the world, I'm just gonna say I'm Persian. You know, if Russia comes over here and Just like, no, I'm Persian. I'm not Ukrainian. This is my last name. It's not the most Ukrainian sounding last name of all time. But music, Raptor Moments records coming out this summer, hopefully.
Hell yeah.
Down
for a feature.
I want to make a beat for every Raptor player of all time. I said that to Alex out loud, and I'm like, the more I'm thinking about it, the more I kind of like the idea. It started as like a joke. What players would you be kind of most excited for like songs to be about? Like who are kind of the first Raptors you think of? Like who are the first ones? I got Ron Harper Jr. That's probably the first album.
Hell yeah. All time?
Yeah, all time. Yeah, because I want to do themes too. Like I want to have each album's got to be like a theme. So there'd be like a Terrence Davis album with like Rodney Crooks and all the domestic abuser people, and it's like violence is escalating. It's like the old timey like violence, and it's like baseball bats and cars screeching and all that stuff. Yeah, but then there's also good stuff like Ron Harper Jr. David Johnson, very futuristic, dreamy.
Yeah.
Thinking about the future.
What if we do like the ghost of centers past, and then you just do like Rasho Nesterovic and like Pops Mensah Bonsu and just like these like guys. What was that? Jake Voshkel, right? He was there for a little bit. You do like Aaron Baines.
Definitely Aaron Baines,
throw Aaron Baines in there. Alex Len.
For sure. Has to be Sacramento Kings superstar Alex Len.
King superstar Alex Len. Man, yeah, do that. Do the Ghosts of Centers Past. That would be funny.
What kind of players currently would you like? So if you were looking at the team now and you were taking on this project, what are some of the players on this roster that you would be like, oh, I gotta make a Juancho Hernan-Gomez song or whatever? I guess he's not on there anymore.
Give me a song about Dalano.
Okay,
that would be fire. I feel like a Dalano song would be fire.
What do you think? What would be in a Dalano song? Do you think?
You would have to have a lot of Toronto influence. You got to do like the what's it called, K Money, or like what's that other dude? Come outside. You got to do like that type of Toronto music.
Okay,
I need it. That would be amazing. That would be fire.
Some Toronto
I would listen to
accent.
That. Yeah, do the Toronto man's accent for sure. Yeah, or maybe do a skit at the beginning of someone at a convenience store, because they always do the convenience store thing.
What do you mean?
Right?
What's this? What's the convenience store thing? I don't know anything about Toronto, by the way.
No, it's okay. They always shoot the music videos outside of convenience stores with the neon lights, and like everybody's outside of the convenience store hanging out, doing their thing, rapping, and like it's always that, bro. It's always that.
Okay.
Pull out some backwoods too. Why not?
Okay. Yeah. I don't know what this is, but I will research it
because I
think a Dalano song would be good.
I remember like 3 years ago, and even up to like last season, I was doing these. You know how Twitter has the voice memos, right?
Okay, I don't know about this. I need to know more about this. What do you mean voice memos? Because I love voice memos, but I don't know how to use them.
Yes, so you can go on here.
So I need to get a cell phone.
Yes, you can go on your cell phone. You can go on your Twitter.
I need to get a cell phone.
Hell yeah. Actually, maybe not. Don't do it. But there's like a little button. There's like a squiggly button. I don't know if you can see it.
Okay.
It's like a squiggly button. Yeah. You press it, and then you can press record and just like record. So I used to post game. I used to make like post game rap songs based on what happened. But I haven't done it for this. I didn't do it at all this season because I was too lazy. But
send me some of those.
Yeah, I gotta figure it out.
Is that Twitter Spaces? Is that a different thing?
Nah, Spaces got to be a different thing. This is like you can literally record, like a voice note.
So I didn't know what Spaces was until this is another good segue here. I didn't know what Spaces was until the Ben Carlos thing, which honestly, like, it's so funny. Like I was speaking with I can't say the company's name, but I was speaking with an advertiser recently, and they're just like, man, like we love all this stuff. Like this is great, but like don't ever put us on like a Ben Carlos video. And I just was like, I didn't know what that meant. Like, are you pro Ben Carlos? Are you anti Ben Carlos? Like I didn't want to ask or pry, but I was just like, I guess that is kind of a standout video in the Raptor Moments library. I think I've talked about the backstory of it quite a bit. But like I remember Because that was like my first time on Twitter, really. Like that was like my first time like,
really?
actually like going on Twitter and being like, what's this all about?
Damn, I'm sorry that was your introduction to that shit. That's like that's not a good way to be introduced to the people of Raptors Twitter. Damn.
But so you were actually at Madame with him and Will the night before it happened.
The day before.
So like what happened? Before. This is the one thing making the documentary or the video, I guess, I couldn't really figure out is this okay? Because first off, I was like, okay, if this is an isolated incident, I'm not gonna do a video on it because like that would be. But I went back like do like Twitter advanced search Ben Carlo like French girls. It's like whoa, I know
really?
everything about what this dude's into just on his Twitter feed. Like this is incredible.
Damn.
And so there was like lots of weird tweets leading up to the Andrew Tate tweets. But like what? Yeah. What was going through your mind? Like you just hung out with this guy, you wake up,
bro.
He's like
that was the first time I had met the guy. I had only interacted with him on Twitter, and then you see him like what was it at? It was the Ball Don't Stop thing, right?
Madame,
yeah. So then we see him, and literally he's like, "Oh, S, what's good? What's going on?" And he's like in the area. He's doing the media thing. He's like recording things and taking photos. There was like a million different media people there, but that was the first time I had met him. And then the day after, literally the day after, this whole thing happened. So it was wild, man. It was wild because he had also posted a video of me taking a jump shot. And being like, "Oh, my boy S took a jump shot," and I'm like, "Don't call me your boy. I haven't even met you, man. You're like, we've met each other once. Like, come on." But
did anything happen at the event? Like, was there a traumatic experience? Like, what pushed him over the edge to just
I don't know.
To just go fuck it? Like, I'm going all in.
But it was funny because he was like going around because that was the same day the Andrew Tate stuff happened, right? He got banned or
it was fresh. It was like a fresh.
But he was like yapping about it to everybody who would be willing to have a conversation.
Ben was
like, he was like, "Oh yeah, yo, have you heard of this situation? Crazy." I'm like,
very difficult situation.
Like, I'm like, okay, yes, I understand. It was wild. Yeah, fuck that guy. But like, I don't know.
So he made a huge comment on the video that I made of him. Like he typed out this essay basically,
really?
saying that I was wrong about this. I was wrong about this. This isn't him. And then he deleted it. And so now I'm thinking of maybe doing a part 2, like a follow-up, because like it's kind of fascinating because he created burner accounts specifically to interact with me.
Oh, wow.
I was on vacation and I joked about making the video on Twitter because he put out the thing being like, if you want to take a shot, anybody on Raptors Twitter who wants to take a shot at me, like come do it. Yeah. And I was just like, I thought about that would be a really funny thing to actually do that. Like I'm new to this Twitter thing. Like what if I actually just did that? Yeah. But I wasn't serious about it. Like it was one of the things just kind of cooking in the back burner or whatever. And then I went on vacation to Tofino, really beautiful. One of the most nice, I don't know if you've been to Tofino or nice. Anybody watching Google image Tofino, BC, arguably like maybe the nicest place in Canada, just like visually. Anyways, looks like California kind of, but no internet or anything. So I get back home to the city and I've got all these like interactions and messages and stuff with these like Nat Cassie, and it just looks really fake. It's like some blonde girl who's following only me. I'm just like, okay, no other tweets, like nothing. And it's just all about the Ben, asking about the video. When's the video happening? When's it coming out? Do you see his he's linking the account is linking the apology that he put out and all this stuff. Yeah. And I was like, wow, now I have to make this video.
Damn.
So it was like
he's coming at you. He got mad. He got really. I mean, damn.
So his thing in the comment that he put was like, this burner account, this Nat Cassie isn't me. That's what he said in the comment. So then I replied saying, all right, I'm gonna try to get her out for coffee. Like if this is just a girl, I'm just gonna let's try to get her out for coffee. And so now that's gonna be like the part 2. Is all about
you're
like
gonna follow.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to find Nat Cassie.
Oh man!
Just like I'm looking for things in the off season. It's like gotta find stuff. Gary Trent Jr. NFT.
Find the true stories.
Find the true stories.
Yeah.
I definitely went down some rabbit holes this summer. I mean this season, just like weird. I'm just like I don't know what I'm gonna do with this information, but I'm probably gonna do something with it. So that happened, and he did not do another video for Yahoo. Like, have not seen him. His podcast, Friends with Ben, which is it's this amazing name. It's obviously a play on Friends with Benefits, and he's interviewing like grown men like Chuck Swirsky and stuff. And it's just like, what's going on here? Like, what is this? Like, what is happening?
I was about to say, I don't even know. Like, is he still? Oh, he is active.
Yeah,
he is active on Twitter. I had no idea. Damn.
There's just something like funny. There's just something funny because when you said like when he was like, yeah, this is S, like my boy. That's kind of the vibe I got from watching some of his like podcasts and stuff. Is like he thought that like he was like arrived, you know, like he just was like, I'm taking this over kind of thing. So
yeah.
He had I'm trying to think of like an NBA comp. Like a super overconfident point guard. He was
like he's like Jordan Poole. Like,
yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah. At first it's like, oh yeah, and then it's like, oh, okay, that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna throw it 80 feet in the air out of bounds into like the 300s.
This is like Jordan Poole, like pre-contract too. Like he had he couldn't. Yeah, that's tough, man. That's tough.
But no, that does kind of suck because like. Honestly, I think that's how the internet works. Like, I kind of did associate him with like you and Will, even for like even if it's for a moment, it's still like that weird like picture in my, you know.
I think
it's like
honestly, I think part of my thought process in like joining the Spaces thing was to clear the air on that because because like I didn't want to be associated with that. I don't even know what the hell he was about, and for it to be so closely connected, like I literally saw the man 24 hours before it happened. I just wanted to like not be associated with that in any shape or form. And that was part of it. It was like, I'm not trying to, this ain't me, bro. Like no, hell no, you know?
Yeah. So like what happened in the Spaces? Like, I remember trying to figure out, because people are talking about the Spaces. I'm like, what is Spaces? And I was like, is there audio? Did anybody record the audio from this? Like, what? Yeah. Do you remember what happened?
All I remember is it started out as an NBA thing. Like, I just started a Spaces, which is like one of those audio platforms. And we're talking about basketball. We're talking about, you know, I don't know. It was Dame Lillard or something like that. We were just talking about random NBA topics. Yeah. And then the conversation of Ben came up, and then people just started jumping on and talking about it. And they were like, speaker requests were going like crazy. People wanted to talk about it. So we just decided to talk about that instead. And then Ben himself came on and wanted to kind of state his case. So yeah, it was a wild day, man. That type of stuff is exhausting. I don't know how people do Spaces consistently, because I did it that one day and I'm like, man, I don't know how I could do that consistently. It's just exhausting to do that.
Yeah, because what was his vibe like? Because when he commented on the video, he was like, A, Andrew Tate did nothing wrong. B, I did nothing wrong. And I'm like, well, what is your whole apology about? Talking about how you're ashamed that you have a mother and you know all this stuff is wrong. So what is like, what are you doing here? What's the point of the apology? Yeah, and then I loved on that video too. I lost probably like 25 subscribers on that video. I think I gained a few, but I like minus 25. And some of the comments, it's just like dudes who have channels about like the 2013 Dodge Ram, you know, just like filming the interior, the like 21 subscribers, and they're like from like Thunder Bay or something. So I lost RIP to RPM Rebel. I lost RPM Rebel for that.
Sorry,
video.
RPM.
Yeah, I tricked them with the farting and the swearing. They thought I was cool, but then if I'm gonna take down a fellow man, you know, then that's where they draw the line. You know, if I'm gonna make fun of the guy for, I think because like in the videos he. I think this is just like a fascinating topic, just like, because I think every guy online at some point is like either presented with this kind of shit or like buys into aspects of some of the shit, especially like based on your upbringing, your parenting and stuff. Because this guy has like Winnie the Pooh and like Disney shit all over his setup, like in his bedroom. Like his bedroom is like a 11-year-old. And then to contrast that, it's like Andrew Tate. Yeah. It's just like, dude, there's a whole middle ground between these two things. You realize that, right? Like,
you could somehow get in between this.
You could still go on dates and like you could still meet women and stuff. Like, you don't have to be 11 years old. Like,
I will say you are right that like it's fascinating to see how that rabbit hole shit happens. Yeah, because like, how people get influenced so quickly to be able to be like, oh, this is gospel, word is bond. Like, I believe in every word he's saying. and then to like feed into that type of stuff is honestly like, I know this is all jokes, but like, bro, that type of stuff is scary. Like that is scary to think of how people get quickly influenced like that.
Well, the thing with Tate was like, he was just so unsubtle about it. Like, it's kind of like he almost did like the Kanye route of like,
he did.
He's just like, I'm just going to say the thing. I'm just going to say the quiet part out loud. You know, there's like Jordan Peterson. He's trying to do the whole like the chaos dragon, and you know it's all about logic. Logic and reason is the most important thing in the world, but so are dragons and chaos theory, and all Jordan of my points are actually very contradictory, but that doesn't matter. But Andrew Tate was just like, yo, like here's my fucking car. I'm fucking this chick, and like it's like, oh okay, like he's actually like he's just saying the thing. He's just like bulldozing all of the things that everybody else is kind of dancing around. He's just like, no, like this is what I'm about, you know.
Jordan Peterson was a professor when I was at uofT, and I remember like he used to do all these crazy philosophy class. Yeah, and I'd never got the chance to be in one of his classes or whatever. But dude, everybody would say that he was just an insane, like crazy person. Like he really was. It just, I don't know.
I love his Russia story, and I love that. You know about the whole Russia thing? Like
no idea. What is it?
He got like so fucked up on benzos, like a benzo addiction, that he had to go to Russia and go to some like experimental treatment place. They almost killed him. That was like part of the treatment. It's like, we're gonna have to almost like kill you. And there's like pictures of him after it, and he looked like a corpse. And he came out and wrote another book after that, like another self-help, like another how to live your life book, like another, these are the 12 ways to live your life. And it's just like, is there any self-awareness in this at all? Like,
step number 2, go to Russia.
And just like so many of the things he talks about too, like he doesn't follow. Like his big thing is like traditional beauty. Like this is, you know, beauty standards, traditional beauty. He's railed against like trans people for looking like this, for women for dressing like this. Women need to dress like this. Women need to look like this. Women need to have this type of hair. Women need to have this type of waist. Women need to, all of this shit. And not to be a dick, but look at who he married.
I have no idea. I don't even know.
Just Google it. Like if you're a Jordan Peterson guy and you think he's fucking awesome, it's not he did not marry a supermodel. Like, let's just without attacking her who's innocent in this, but maybe not because she married him. So I don't know what she's all about, but it's not Heidi Klum, you know. And so if you're a Peterson logic nerd, look at his actual real life. Like it's not at all what he's fucking talking about. Anyways,
what's wild is there's probably people watching this right now and like trying to like defend and rationalize. You know.
Oh well, you know it's just like just. Always, that's my thing is like, what are these guys? Because the way he like also just like takes shit from like other places, like all of his stuff is literally like from the Bible, and from like he's the same as like Robert Greene, Ryan Holiday, all these guys who were like these stoicism dudes who were just like, oh, I'm just gonna grab like a buffet of fucking like like philosophical theories from different times and like synthesize them all into this worldview, like. He compares like uofT drama to like what was happening in like 1917 in like Bolshevik Russia. Like he's making these connections between like the universities and the feudal system in Russia. Like it's it's just like so, I don't know. And then Andrew Tate's just like, fuck all that. That's boring. You know, that's just like boring philosophy. You know, here's the cars. Here's the actual supermodel. This is who you can be. This is who you can be. Yeah. He went out and got the cars and the hot chicks, and
he's like that one annoying YouTube ad with the guy with the Lamborghini and the stack of books. Have you seen that one?
Knowledge.
Yeah, Ty Lopez. Yeah.
I mean, Andrew Tate. His biggest song is called "Suicide." I always thought that was like some weird projection thing. I don't know. Anyway, depression. You know, we all deal with depression in different ways. Some of us go to Romania and get caught by going to the wrong pizza place. That was my favorite part of that story. It's the pizza box.
When they do the eventual biopic, whatever it's called. Who's gonna get cast as the
dude? The Denver Nuggets assistant coach. I pointed this out in the video. There's a coach on the Denver Nuggets that looks exactly like Andrew Tate.
They play tonight. I'm gonna check it.
Yeah, it's because they have the old Wolves head coach, Flip Saunders' son, Ryan Saunders, and it's the other guy. You'll know right away. You'll know it. You'll start laughing. You'll be like, "Oh my god!" I pointed out in a video recently. I'm just like, yeah, it's definitely a thing.
That's why.
So do you think Ben's going to be at the open tryouts? Is he a hooper? Did you see did you see anything I'm mad at me? Do I have to play him 1-on-1 to make this team? Is that one of the Harry Potter levels? You have to beat Ben Carlos 1-on-1.
I think you're in the clear, bro. You're gonna hoop.
Okay, so I think kind of last kind of note I got here.
Yeah.
So we have a photo of you on Instagram.com, which I'm not of, but I've heard the grid is dead and the whatever the reels. What are the kids doing these days? I don't know. But you got a picture on the grid, Steve Nash jersey. I think this would have been long ass time ago.
Yeah.
I have a pretty crazy Steve Nash story. But what were you a big Steve Nash head growing up? Like what? Yeah. What's the Steve Nash?
I feel like anybody who grew up playing basketball,
okay,
like in Canada, was a big Steve Nash guy, right? Like they're at least to a certain extent. Yeah, I just loved it. I loved the way he played. Like when I first started watching basketball, like seriously, he was obviously on the Suns doing the crazy 7 seconds or less basketball running gun. So it was awesome to watch, and that's why I ended up being a Steve Nash guy.
Were you a fan of that Suns team, like the Sean Marion, Barbosa, Amari Stoudemire?
Yes. Stoudemire. They had freaking Jim Jackson or Justin Jackson. Yeah, not Justin Jackson, Jim Jackson.
Yeah, there was some John. There was who was the other guy? James Johnson.
Yeah, no, was it a James? There was another.
He's the CEO now, or the.
They
GM
had
now.
these names that are you would think are generic, but they weren't. Like they were like CPU 2K names, but they're real people. Tyrus Thomas, I think, or Tim Thomas was on that team.
Tim
right?
Thomas,
Thomas. Yeah, Tim Thomas was on that
New
team.
York Knicks legend, Tim Thomas.
Yep, yeah.
But yeah, so I actually.
What's your Nash story?
So the Patreon people will know early. I think it was like one of the first things I put on Patreon was like my Steve Nash story. So the family that my sister married into was like tight with Steve Nash.
Oh, that's dope.
So like when I was 5 or 6, basically, like I got all these like special, because Steve Nash was like a huge, like he ran a lot, or not ran, but like he was a part of and kind of responsible for a ton of the like development camps and stuff like in BC. So when I was like 5, 6, like I got to go to like special camps with kids who were like 10, 11, kind of like I got to kind of like hack the system a little bit. And like I haven't like seen him or talked to him since I was a kid, but like growing up around that like was pretty cool. And that's like a big reason why I'm like into basketball so much, I think, is because like I grew up just kind of around that. Like even when the Grizzlies were here, I would always go to like the signings and like all the just kind of growing up around the Grizzlies. But yeah, Nash was like Steve Nash's parents drove me to a Mavs Grizzlies game, and I remember "Stand" by Eminem coming on the radio. And I remember being like uncomfortable because there's like this like not elderly but like older South African really nice couple driving me in this van in Richmond, BC to the game, and I actually met Cuban at that game, who was like a brand new owner. Like that was like 2001, 2002. So Cuban had just got the team. So like no one knew who he was at the time. But I was like, oh, it's Mark Cuban. Dirk was there. Got to meet Dirk, who wasn't good yet. Like he was good, but he wasn't like Dirk yet. This is like 2001, 2002. So but Michael Finley was there. Michael Finley was averaging like 22 points a game in 2001. He was putting up numbers. That's like inflation adjusted. That's like 32 a game in today's NBA. So it's like, holy fuck, Michael Finley. And Nash hadn't even ascended then at that point.
No,
like 2001 Nash on the Mavs was like, he was a good player, but like he was not even, I mean, they didn't even keep him. Like Cuban was like, whatever, they Jalen Brunson him, you know? Was the original he was the original Jalen Brunson.
Yeah, the original Jalen Brunson. That's good.
Yeah.
That's a fire story, man. That's actually really crazy. Do you like still keep in contact with?
No, like I haven't talked to him since then. And like, but honestly, so I told like versions of that story so much when I was younger that I like got sick of telling it. But honestly, when he got hired on the Nets, like when he got that Nets job, like I had the thought of like I could maybe be a Nets ball boy or like a water boy, like a Nets water boy. Like I could get someplace in like Queens, you know, for like a shed with like a mouse infested shed, and I could go and rebound for Kevin Durant, because at that time it was Kevin Durant, it was Kyrie Irving, it was James Harden. I was like, I could be a ball boy in this, you know.
I feel like ball boys got to get paid decent. right? They gotta get like.
I don't
bro,
even care, man. I don't even like. What do you think?
job.
Because that's what I want to do. Like, I want to become a Raptors ball boy. Like, I
know,
think I would be good at it. Like, I see some of the ball boys. I guess there's ball girls too. You know, it's it's the whole thing. You know, I like to think I'm a ball boy with a Valley girl accent.
Okay.
So,
all right, I respect it.
I'm balanced.
Yeah.
But I think I see some of the Raptors ball folks, and I don't know, man. I think I could.
You could do it.
I think I could do. I think I could jump a little bit higher. You know, I've been practicing my jumping a little bit. I think I could rebound it. You know, dive out of bounds.
I think you could, man. I think you could.
Weightlift-
But you know what?
some
The best
weightlifting.
time to try it is the 905 tryout. That's the best time.
Yeah. It's like,
Start from the ground up. Be a CBL ball boy, then build your way up to a G League ball boy. Then do it with the Raptors, man.
network, make connections. I'm the one guy that they pick. You know, I'm like the one guy. They're like, you're in. I'm like, I just want to be the ball boy, man. Like, just let me be the ball boy. I didn't want to play.
I'll rebound.
I'll rebound. Give it
I can
to
box out too,
give
if
it
you
to the other kid. Okay, so did my background go weird there for a sec?
Yeah,
Probably. I'm in Mexico here again. This is where I shot the first episode with Will, and we're back. Different beach, but same city. You know.
Seems very nice.
Yeah, Zihuatanejo, Mexico. Shouts out to the people here, letting me film. I'm gonna play some basketball later with the court here. Anything you wanna? Any album releases? Anything you wanna plug? Any more? Any Dalano Banton interviews coming up? Any more Malachi interviews coming up? Any accents you're working on? Add to this actor profile.
No, you know what? You've sparked my interest on the music front. We still record music. Like you even use this to record. But I think like for this summer, I'm trying to figure out a way if I could do like a live show and like perform. But I don't know. We'll see. That's kind of like a pipe dream. We'll see if that's actually possible.
What would that look like? What do you mean, like a live, like Raptors related, or like?
I don't know. Not really. Just because like we stopped releasing music officially. We stopped releasing music like 5 years ago.
Wintertime Productions.
Yeah. And after that, it was Toronto. We had Toronto 2RONO, which was what we went under after Wintertime Productions.
Toronto. I'm gonna write that down.
Yeah. But we stopped recording music. Well, no, we stopped releasing music, but we never stopped recording music. So we have like 50 songs that we've never released or dropped. And I guess that's the thing, you know. I want to get back into it just to have it as like a creative outlet to just do fun stuff outside of the basketball world, you know? Yeah.
Would you like, so Alex's rapper name was Recession, like recession.
Nice.
How do you think you would go against Alex in like a battle rap?
I would love to do that, first of all. Second of all, he seems like more of like a 90s, you know, boom bap type. I respect it. I like it. I love it. That's kind of what I grew up on anyways. So I would be appreciative, but I'm definitely more in the, like I grew up on the Southern rap. So it'd be like Outkast, Lil Wayne, like those guys, like T.I. even though T.I. is like not appropriate anymore, but like, you know what I mean? Like
did T.I. do something weird?
He apparently did. So Google that later.
T.I., but he was on the Eric Andre show. But
he was on the Eric Andre show. Yeah.
The Rodman one's the best. But anyways, yeah.
So I don't know. I probably listen to more of that type of stuff than the boom bap. So that's how I would approach it. You know, a little bit of Andre 3000, if you will.
Okay. Would part of the battle, would you diss him for being into boom bap? Would that be part of it? Like my style is different than okay.
Yeah. I'd diss him for using what's it called? Uncut Gems memes exclusively.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do. I'd be like, yeah.
I think there's you could do something with, because his jump shot is like he shoots with two hands. So I think there's some like is
he a Joakim Noah, like the push shot, you know?
That's a good a little bit. It's actually weird. Everything about his shot looks totally natural and normal, like how you would teach it. Like the way he steps into it, like he gets his weight, he's balanced, but then the release is just wild. It's like he's like parting the seas or something.
That's funny.
But yeah, that'd be sweet.
He hit a three though. He hit a three at the run. I remember seeing it.
Yeah. He sent me a video. He hit a three at Scotia too. It was like a nice one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that needs to be more. There needs to be more gatekeeping in terms of rapping and hitting threes. I think if you're gonna, these are the two things that we need. I think just we need more people that are better at these things. You know, I think these need to be valued in job postings. Like I don't.
Would you say that? Would you say that is that exclusive to sports media, or is that all types of jobs you should be better at shooting and at rapping?
All types of jobs, but especially sports media. Like if there's somebody who has like 6 years of experience versus 5 years, and the 5 years can shoot like 45 from three, I'm taking like I don't care. Like
I like it.
I'm taking that. You know, I'm valuing that more than the extra year of experience.
I respect it. I respect that.
Just I did the tip. I don't need like I don't need you to be like Manu Ginobili or Ti, but you know, just a little bit of juice, a little bit of sauce. You know.
Yep. Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else you want to plug?
No, I have nothing to plug. Just holla at me. Appreciate you letting me jump on. This was fun.
If you got any Delano Banton, any like Delano Banton ideas? Because like that I hadn't thought about that, but it would be cool to make the Delano Banton song like so comically Toronto that it was like just over the top. Because like I want the music to be like decent, but I want it more to be like kind of funny too. So like that could be. Shoot me some ideas if you come up with any Delano riffs.
Yeah, I got you, man. Let me know if you want to feature. I got you.
Yeah, it'd be cool. Like I've noticed a lot of people on just Twitter, just scanning through, or YouTube comments when I joke about starting a label or whatever. People are like, oh yeah, I make techno, or oh yeah, I make hip hop beats. Like I think
really?
I think there is a little bit of that because the sound effects that I use in the videos, those are just my music files mostly. Like I use the same folders, so I'm just going through like the bass sound that's like a Travis Scott D sharp 808, you know, the noise fall is like, so you're gonna hear those same sounds in the songs too, so that could be trippy for people. Like, oh, I recognize the Nextel cell phone chirp, the you know. The TSN truck is not interested though. They're not in the project. They don't agree with the project. They're not encouraging.
Hey, it's okay. Project. It's all right. Well, they might use you for the exit song at some point, you know? And
then what's the sports? The sports one's like
yeah.
Or is that the different one? That's
I don't even remember what the sports.
And it's like that's the same song, I think.
So I was thinking of the Inside the NBA, Inside the NBA theme song. Okay, yeah. So if every team that gets eliminated to the tune of that, you just say, pack up your shit and get out of here. Pack up your shit and get out of here. Just pack up your shit, get out. You know, and just keep escalating it. Keep building it. Yeah, that's all I got.
But now I'm blanking on one of the songs because TSN and Sportsnet, they each have their own song. And I think I just did the same. I think I just went into like the chorus and then the verse of the same song and not the other.
Do you remember the old school TSN?
No, I'm a new Raptors fan. So I'm like, I turned on game 1 of Orlando Raptors and I'm like, wow, Kawhi's on the Raptors. That's cool.
Are you still a Grizzlies fan? Like, because
God no. Like I don't even dude, Steve Francis went on Will's podcast.
Oh yeah.
And I was in the tub and I just started screaming. And I was like, I'm either not listening to this at all or I'm recording myself screaming. Because I can't just like not. I can't do this. Like I cannot listen to this. I can't listen to my childhood being destroyed because he was afraid of Y2K. I can't listen to this. I cannot listen to this.
If Seattle got a team, would you support it?
Oh, 100%. So, okay.
Yeah.
So they still own the rights. The city of Seattle, that's the only thing they won in the core battle is the Sonics branding and colors. So if there's a team back Seattle, it's the Sonics. We lost the Sonics 6 years after the Grizzlies, 2002, 2008. And like Seattle to Vancouver is closer than Kingston to Toronto, just as like a fun fact. It's like almost the same city. It's like the suburbs like touch each other when you drive between the two.
Damn.
And so losing both of those, because after we lost the Grizzlies, we used to go down to Seattle and go to games. I got to see KD in his rookie year. Yeah. And then it's gone. And then it's just like, well, damn. Fuck, man. And then I tapped out of the NBA for like 10 years. I just watched the playoffs and was emotionally just scarred. It was my whole life growing up and then both gone. and then
I understand.
got into the Raptors, you know.
Yeah,
But I still have a soft spot for like.
They'll get it. They'll get it. They'll get it back. Seattle will get their team back.
I hope
soon.
so. Yeah, great, genius move by the way too by David Stern. You know, you take you know, it's like one of the most exploding economic areas is like the Pacific Northwest, like Vancouver, Seattle. There's so much money coming in. Like,
Insane
I mean,
amounts,
Amazon is like located there. Microsoft,
Starbucks, right?
Like, Starbucks, Lululemon. You know, we got so much foreign investment. Vancouver's the most unaffordable city. I mean, there's different metrics, but it's just like comparing that to Oklahoma City and Memphis. Like really, those are the two. That's your capitalism move. Big market. You want to spread the NBA to the world. Really, you're gonna go from Vancouver and Seattle, these big ass fucking influential global cities, to Oklahoma City. Really?
Yeah, I know, man.
Clay Bennett, that's your guy? What? Oh my god, dude! Anybody who wants to know more about this, Sonic Skate. It's on YouTube. It's like there's a 3-hour version and a 42-minute version. The director's cut is the 3-hour version. Both
they
did
great. I know there's like a documentary that recently dropped about the Grizzlies, like why the Grizzlies left.
I can't watch those. I watched her one documentary on Big Country, and I just couldn't. It was just so sympathetic to Big Country. And I'm just like, I can't. It's like, oh, Big Country, this is great. You're enjoying your life. You have your home here. You've got this Grizzlies memorabilia. Isn't this amazing? I'm not at that point yet. I need more therapy. I need to heal more.
Closure.
Closure. I'll watch an angry documentary, but I'm not watching a documentary that's approached in the way of like, let's tell this story. And like, no.
No.
I'm not there.
There's one where it's like there's one where it's like I forgot her name, but she Cat J Films. I can't. I honestly I would be.
I think she's the one.
It.
She did the Big Country documentary and the Steve Francis recent one with like the wide.
Really?
Yeah. I can't.
Oh yeah, that's the one.
She's got this whole. She's like wholesome about it. Like she's got this really like she wants to tell like the story, and I respect that as a journalist. But to me, it's like I'm too close to the story.
You're too angry.
Like,
yeah.
I'm just like no, I can't. Just I want to still punch the hole in the wall. You know, I'm not ready for this yet. Yeah. More therapy needed. Yeah, you know, mental.
Everybody health. Needs more therapy.
Mental
100%.
health supported podcast here. Yeah.
Wow, collabing with Gary Trent Jr. That's crazy.
Who?
You.
What do you mean? The NFT?
Yeah, the NFT.
The NFT. Yeah.
This podcast is now brought to you by. I don't even remember.
I was thinking it'd be so funny to release an NFT as a joke. Like, because I was thinking like every podcast. So the last podcast, I just like counted it was like 184,000 frames. I was like, I could release 184,000 unique images and just like somehow make it so like it's like doesn't cost. I don't know. I was just thinking that'd be really funny.
That would be funny. Yeah. NFTs, man.
NFTs. And then it would give me a way to make fun of all the other NFTs. So I could like promote my NFT, and then I could like make fun of all the other ones. Like, oh, you could get Delano's NFT if you want to diversify. It gives me more of a latitude to be like a jerk, you know?
Yeah.
If I got skin in the game. So, all right, man. Well, I'll let you go here. I got to play some hoops. I got to get my my 3-point. I'm trying to get. You see my. Can you see the mouse here on the thing?
I can see it. Yeah.
I'm trying to get these above the break threes. This is the thing I'm really honing in on. I spent the whole pandemic getting the baseline mid-range, the right baseline mid-range, like a 15-foot.
Are you automatic now?
I have a
like,
weird.
That's like the Udonis Haslam shot. Are you automatic?
It's a shot that no one takes, and I have this weird theory that if I operate like point guard plays from there, it'll just fuck everything. It'll fuck defenses up, like because it's just no one does it. So I'm like, I'm learning how to run. I'm trying to do like how to do all the shit that usually happens above the break, how to do over here, but then also how to have the above. But then also how to have the above. So if you could run shit from above the break and from the mid, like that would be just a mind fuck, you know? Just screw things up. I'm 5'8", you know. You got to come up with, you know?
with new tactics.
New tactics, yeah. If I play Fred 101, I'm showing up with crutches and a cast and I'm smoking weed, I'm high, I'm injured, and then all of a sudden I'm hitting threes.
Yeah.
That's my
they don't see where it's coming. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me on. I know I reached out and I'm like, yo, let me jump on this thing. So I appreciate you letting me on, man.
Hell yeah. I was just okay there. Okay, now he's in the software.
Hello?
I was just as I kind of riff here and try to figure out. You're coming through. Your audio's coming through, but I can't hear you. So that's. Let's see speakers.
I hope you're having a wonderful day. Hope you're having a great day.
Okay, he must be muted.
Now you muted me.
Um,
OBS, man. What can I say?
okay, try. Wait, I think I got it.
Yo, hello.
There it is. What the fuck?
There we go.
What am I doing?
Okay. Yeah, OBS is confusing as hell, bro.
And I'm using some weird like. Okay, I could have done like Zoom, I think, but they're like, yeah, this is better because when you start doing music stuff, you can like hook your DJ equipment and like production equipment up to it. So I'm like, I might as well learn it now, but it's just been such a fuck. It's just been okay. There we go.
That's dope. Do you make music?
Yeah. Somewhat debatable.
Debatable.
Now the background, I'm in Mexico here, of course. There it is.
Very nice. I like the background.
Oh, there it's gone. Okay. Why does
that's
it
a
keep?
cool basketball court.
Yeah, so this is like a place I was like looking to move to, kind of. And there's like a basketball court right. This is like the center of town. Like it's literally this like the town square is a basketball court. So there's like cool. Events and shit like at the basketball court. It's kind of that's pretty sweet. It's kind of like a hub. Yeah. Okay, let me just get my screens here. I actually kind of wanted to riff a bit first because like when I did the Will Lou episode, which was the first one.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't try to focus on their attention. We can talk about this a little bit because you're YouTube as well. Like, I try not to focus too much on their attention graph, but like there was such a drop off when I had the like technical difficulty part in. I thought it was like cute and funny, and it's just really? Just people just like. So I was like, all right, probably have to just maybe riff a bit in the start and then do like, because I was like, man, we'll do a cold open. It'll be really cool. But I think you have to like earn the cold open. I don't think you can just come out episode 1 with a cold open. People are like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
is,
you
like,
probably.
Yeah.
It has to like be the shtick. Whoa, something just happened with my audio.
Yeah, it has to be like established or like there has to be some. You can't just come in. So that was kind of a. But I took some notes, but my screen is being weird and not letting me.
Are you trying to get it so that maybe I'm supposed to?
No, you're good. Okay, there we go. Actually, okay. I think I'm trying to because I'm extending my. You have a sports media degree, so you know more than I do. I'm trying to extend my. I'm trying to extend my display
so that it's behind me.
Right? I got a separate TV that it's hooked up to, so I'm trying to have my notes on the TV, but like the software on the laptop, but then the background is in another window, and I'm lost even trying to describe this.
Okay, I sort of maybe kind of understand.
This whole podcast was like a joke. Like I was literally just like riffing, and then I just put it out there, and Will's like, "I'll come on the podcast," and then I was like, "Oh fuck, I guess I actually have to do this now." it's like all right now that it's going, I'm like, keep it going. So,
What made you now I'm interviewing you. What made you start the Raptors moment stuff?
It was really random. It was like I was putting like just clips from my cell phone of my TV of stuff that you would see in Raptor moments. Like if you went way back on Reddit, you could find like I don't know if it's Fred VanVleet's brother, but there's a dude who sits courtside that looks exactly like Fred.
It is Fred VanVleet's brother.
Yeah. And I guess I didn't know if
he's like a bigger, more hefty version of him.
Yeah. So I can't remember. I made a joke like might have been like Bread VanVleet or something, or like just something stupid like that. And I looked one day and I'm like, this has like 7,000 views on Streamable, and it's like a 4-second clip, and it's just like a dumb joke. And I was like, I should probably just like put this on YouTube, put something like this on YouTube, and like
that's dope.
It has to be like at least I was like it has to be like at least like a minute. So I think the first one I did was like a minute 15 seconds. Yeah. I wanted to do a travel channel though. I was like kind of set on like a travel channel. Especially during the pandemic, I just saw so many travel channels just like crushing it. I was like, I've been, I don't know if I've been to enough places, but the places I have been to, I could do a deep dive, but
you could do it. You could do travel stuff. That's pretty cool. That's
my next project. Maybe it's like a travel show.
Hell yeah. No, I when we so like this year I got the chance to go to like Cleveland and Detroit, which aren't necessarily like travel destinations, but man, like the whole inspiration behind that is to do like a Anthony Bourdain style thing
Different ending
for
hopefully.
basketball. You know, yeah, hopefully a different ending.
Yeah.
I aspire to have a different ending. But yeah,
And
no, just
you're
like,
a Hemingway guy too, so different. Sorry.
yeah. The you know the vibe that he has with his documentaries. I don't know if you've ever watched, but like
Yeah.
going inside and like discovering the food and the vibe of the
Yeah.
city. I've always found that shit so dope. So
That's what I want to do from like Google Earth, which is not as like sexy, but like one day could pivot
I like it,
into
though.
real life stuff.
yeah.
Maybe we'll keep this in the podcast. This is pretty good stuff. I like how my hat is like kind of in your thing, but like not. That's cool.
It's like
I don't know
yeah.
how I did that. If I go over though, it's like cuts off somehow. Interesting. Okay.
Hold on, let me see. Can I come? Can
You
I
have
come
a,
inside?
you have a green screen too, I think. Or you did at one point.
I do. It's not set up.
It's not
You want me
set up.
to? I
No.
could.
That, maybe in the
yeah, I
future
could
though,
toss it up.
we could both like be in the same place. That would be funny. In the
Yeah,
future, that would be cool though.